There's a window company owner I worked with. He runs a solid business, right? Mark installs windows for a family. The job goes great. A few months later, that same family calls back and the call starts like it's the first time they have ever spoken. That one moment quietly costs Mark money without him even realizing it. Now, something else started happening too. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kevin Campos. I spend my time building voiceAI systems for service businesses, especially window companies, and I want to talk about something today that sounds simple at first, but ends up having a much bigger impact than most people expect once they have really understood it. So let me tell you a quick story. There's a window company owner I worked with. Well, we'll call him Mark in this scenario, and he runs a solid business. His crews do good work and his phone number rings consistently. Right? Mark installs windows for a family. The job goes great. Everyone's happy and they move on. A few months later, that same family calls back and the call starts like it's the first time they have ever spoken. There's no recognition, no context, no memory of the install or the conversations they already had. And that one moment quietly costs Mark money without him even realizing it. Most window companies don't lose business because they're bad at what they do. They lose it because they just forget. They forget who they worked with. They forget what was already discussed, and they forget what the customer said they wanted to do next. So every time the phone rings, the relationship resets back to zero. The thing is, voiceAI memory fixes that. Instead of a call starting with, "Thanks for calling, how can I help you?" it sounds more like, "Hey, it looks like we installed your windows earlier this year. How are those holding up? And you mentioned possibly doing the rest later on." It's way more conversational, and right away the conversation feels different because it's not a reset anymore. It's a continuation of an existing relationship. Before Mark had this in place, his business felt busy but unpredictable, where some months were great and other months were strangely slow. Phase 2 projects almost never came back unless the customer remembered to call. And referrals happened, but only randomly. Mark thought that was just how the industry worked, but in reality, we all know it wasn't. Even he did. Once memory was in place, things did start to change in subtle, more important ways, especially around follow-ups. During installs, customers often say things like, "We'll probably do the rest later," and before that comment would just disappear. But now the system remembered it and followed up naturally a few months later with a simple check-in that reopened the conversation without pressure or awkwardness, and enough of those conversations turned into real projects to make a noticeable difference. Now, something else started happening too while I was working with him. Customers would start to call in about a door or a single window instead of treating it like a brand new job. The conversation connected the dots back to the rest of the house, which made the decision feel easier and often turned smaller jobs into more complete projects without anyone needing to push. Referrals changed as well. Instead of hoping customers would remember to tell their friends, the system checked in when customers were happiest and simply asked in a natural way, which made referrals feel more normal instead of forced, and led to more of them happening consistently. From Mark's side, nothing about his day actually got any harder. Calls came in, the system recognized who was calling, the customers felt warmer, and follow-ups happened automatically in the background. So Mark didn't suddenly have to become a CRM expert. He just stopped starting from zero every single time that the phone rang, and somebody from his desk had to pick it up. About a year later, the business felt calmer, more predictable. Old customers came back more often, referrals felt steady instead of random, and projects that used to quietly slip through the cracks stopped disappearing. Not entirely, of course, not everything is perfect, but most of them stopped disappearing. This isn't some massive, painful software rollout. We connect it to what you're already using, right? This voice AI is something that we can teach what actually matters inside of your business. And once it's live, it just runs quietly in the background doing its job for you, right? So right now, most companies aren't doing this, but over time, they will. And today, that gap creates a real advantage for the companies that move early, even if customers can't quite explain why those interactions feel better. If any of this does sound familiar to you specifically, you don't need more leads, you need better memory. Drop a comment with roughly how many jobs you do in a year, and I'll show you what this could realistically unlock for you. And if you want help setting this up, there's a link below, and in a second, we'll show you what this actually sounds like on a real call. We have done an absurd amount of implementations using our voice AI agency called Visionaire. Visionaire is partners with a voice AI provider called Synflow. Synflow is currently the best in the market when it comes to voice AI. So this means we are professionals at building with Synflow. So this means that at the end of the day, you're going to be in very good hands if you ever do want to make something like this happen for yourself. But before leaving, my name is Kevin Campos. Remember your customers and build relationships that actually last, because in reality, that is what makes you more money at the end of the day.